watching the LA Lakers.
Now, starting lineup, your Central Penn
All right, welcome back. We are in the second game of our doubleheader, Central Penn Knights, the first home doubleheader of the season against the College of Southern Maryland. Knights come in 1-4 on the season, while College of Southern Maryland 2-1. It's going to be a tough contest. Honored to be joined in his debut with Dalton Koller. Dalton, welcome to the broadcast here for Knights basketball.
Pleasure to be here, Paul.
Looking forward to this season. We heard T-Bomb the first two games. Dalton will be joining us on some of these broadcasts, as well as Nightly News Hall of Famer Brian Christiana and Tyler Coleman. So, big adventure this season. We're going to be calling all Knights home games, both men and women, this season. So the Knights are coming off their first victory of the season. They beat Five Towns College Saturday, 81-78. Nate, John Philippe, and Quadere Allen had 25 points each.
Yeah, really good performance from there in that one.
Allen followed it up with 10 rebounds and 7 assists, while John Philippe had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in that contest. So they did get in the win column. Tip was knocked out of bounds. College of Southern Maryland's going to take it. The quick shot there by Justin Minor.
Yeah, shot just a little bit long there.
So Dalton, tell me, what's your connection with basketball? Did you ever play basketball when you were younger?
Well, pretty much all I've ever done is just play pickup basketball with some of my buddies in my hometown. I'm an avid Sixers fan, so I'm watching a lot of their games. There comes Nate down the court.
By Allen. Nate couldn't get it to go. And I'll tell you what, the starters here for the Knights are going to have to show up today. Allen from long range is no good. And that's going to go back to Central Penn. So a decent start thus far for the Knights, but they have to capitalize.
Yeah, Nate looked kind of hesitant on that layup there. Had a wide open look and just couldn't put it in.
Aggressive defense already for the College of Southern Maryland. DeMoore inside. Can't quite get that one to go. Willis the rebound.
Yeah, this Southern Maryland defense is playing really uptight, not giving the Knights a lot of room to breathe here to get open shots.
Keep an eye out for number 5, Rashid Cooley. He's averaged 23 points a game on the season. He's the one with the ball right now. From long range, Magic Hewlett.
That was a nice play.
He's also averaging 14.3 points a game this year, so got to keep an eye out for those two.
That was a nice play by Reggie Washington, drawing in the defense, giving Hewlett the wide open look for the 3.
And this is, as you can see, going to be a tough contest for the Knights here tonight. The ball fake. Dukes from outside, no good. And John Philippe tried to get the rebound.
That was a great pass there.
Willis with the bucket. And it's quickly 5-0 College of Southern Maryland, and they are playing press defense here.
Yeah, this is what the Knights wanted to avoid against this great Southern Maryland team. Didn't want to get off to a slow start, but Maryland is really giving it to them here early.
Well, and again, and Kevon and I talked about this in the first game, the biggest issue with the Knights right now is the size. I mean, Allen is essentially probably the tallest person on the floor, and he's really the fruit.
That was a nice layup there by him.
Great play there by Allen. And it looks like the Knights are going to match them with this press defense.
But yeah, like you said, I mean, Southern Maryland does have a huge size advantage with them, so you just got to hope you can get those, free, easy rebounds whenever you can get them.
Hewlett pulls up. DeMore the rebound. What a move.
Good move. Good finish there by DeMore.
What a play by DeMonte DeMore. So far, DeMore on the season. They're still going ahead to Allen, and can't quite get it in. It's blocked. DeMore the shot. Can't get that one to go. DeMore's averaging 11 on the season. Nate leads the team with 20. DeMore takes another vicious charge. And I'll tell you, Dalton, if you think back to that first game, he took like 4 or 5 of them and almost needed to be carried out of here.
Yeah. It was definitely worse for the Wader at the end of that one.
I saw him the next day, and he was still in pretty bad shape. Yeah. But you give him a credit. I mean, you're going to deal with aches and pains during the season, and as long as it's not anything serious, come out and play the next day.
That, if it's anything to help your team get the ball back, you got to do what you got to do.
Allen the turnover. And that's going up top. Allen saves it. DeMore coming the other way. Wants the leap from outside. They needed that bad this early. Gonna call the foul on Central Penn quickly. 5-4 with 16:59 here in the first half.
See, I like the fact that the Knights have battled back here. They got down 5-0 early, but starting to fight back here early.
Ball, that'll go to the Knights. And I'll tell you, the Knights came to play tonight.
Yeah. And they're starting to adopt that Southern Maryland style of defense, really uptight, not allowing too many open shots. And it's allowed them to come back in this game right now.
DeMore hangs on to that. That could have been bad. Nate's calling a play. Nice play. And DeMore wide open, passes on the shot, comes inside, can't get that one to go. Nate the rebound. What a shot.
See, it's stuff like that where you got to capitalize on the opportunity the defense gives you. You got to take it.
And this is going to be a high tempo game. They call out a charge.
Another charge for DeMore, man. Whether it's just he puts himself in a good position to get these charges pretty much every single time.
6-5, Knights lead early. Orr turns it over. And Cooley, you can't give him any easy buckets.
No, I mean, that was pretty much just, I'm going to be honest, that was a straight cookie to Cooley. Just pretty much took that right from his hands and just laid it up for the easy bucket.
From long range, that won't go.
It's a little off the mark. I like the shot. Though.
Willis the rebound to Cooley. And Cooley drives. And he's going to get that bucket.
Another tough bucket there from Cooley. Really good take. Wasn't afraid of the contact. Just put it up.
9-6. Knights trail. 15:24 left. Allen from deep. Can't connect. Going the other way. And this again was one of the biggest issues in the first game that we did, was just lack of rebounding offensively.
I mean, very much so. It's just players not following through on their shot, or just the defenders playing really good box out. I mean, it is a big issue for this team.
Washington had an open look, couldn't get it to fall, and now. We're under 15 minutes here in the first half. It is 9-6 Southern Maryland.
Another thing I'm noticing from this Knights offense is they are kind of struggling here on the three-pointer to open up this game. So they're looking to get that going, or if it really just starts to fail, then they're starting to be really physical with those layups and those mid-range shots. It's really working out for them. So if that's what's working out for them, that's what they got to do.
Timeout by Coach Martin's team. And I mean, I have to say, Dalton, early on, the tempo here does not favor Central Penn.
No. I mean, Southern Maryland came out and they were just straight driving down the court, almost like punch them in the mouth offensively, just coming straight down, just looking for any open shot they get, making really good ball movement, finding open shots, just putting them in.
But Knights are hanging tough in the first 25% of this first half.
And that's not to discredit the Knights, because they also they started a little bit slow, let Southern Maryland come out to a 5-0 lead, but they're starting to show some grit, show some, back, and they're coming back in this game.
I'm just concerned on the rebounding. That was a big issue in the first game, and we'll see what happens. But this press defense for Southern Maryland is very surprising. It seems like that this is just how they play defense.
Yeah. Very constricting, not letting too many things open. And it's actually really good because it helps you get a lot of steals, limits the offensive look to get good shots.
This is where they just are dying for somebody down inside.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to looking inside, a big name you're missing is Tyler Hunter. I mean, just absolutely, you look at his size, I mean, absolutely just a opposing threat in the paint. He was huge for the Knights last year, just getting rebounds, putting up tough layups and contact, drawing contact. He was just amazing last year.
Fletcher comes in, subs out for Magic Hewlett. Dukes makes his first and makes his second. That makes it 9-8. Knights trail by 1. Press defense for Central Penn seems to be okay, but now here's the situation. Cooley, very impressive thus far, but can't get that to fall. One of the fouls, arguing with the ref instead of getting back on defense, but of course, the Knights turn that one over. And those are the things that Knights have to stay away from.
Yes. Key turnovers like that will really just kill an offensive drive. Even if you're going on a run, something like that can happen. It just completely derails your entire offensive push.
Cooley's going to get called with the travel, and the Knights have a chance to take the lead here.
It seems to me like these Knights have adapted a 3-2 zone, not allowing a lot of shots from three. This has been playing a really good upfront defense here.
Orr slips. Nate keeps it back to Orr.
A nice save there by Nate.
Nate turns the ball over. Davis comes up with it, and Fletcher down inside can't get that to go.
Almost got the steal there. Was Quadere press Mr. Allen.
Again, they got to keep Cooley in mind. Washington goes to the rack, puts up a shot, and gets fouled. In hindsight, just at least with the lineup that's in there right now, it doesn't really look like Southern Maryland's got a huge size advantage.
No, definitely not. It just seems to me like Southern Maryland's playing a lot more aggressive style of basketball here. And even though they might not have a huge size advantage, they sure are playing like it.
You've got Zaheem Lewis coming in. You've got number 23, Tyree Alexander. Alexander's averaged 11 points off the bench this season, 10.8 to be exact.
Also averaging 6 rebounds a game too, which is very good.
And he's a guy that we need to get going in terms of size-wise down inside. And the more the turnover.
See, It just seems to me like these costly turnovers are basically just giving the ball to Southern Maryland for free, and they are, for the most part, capitalizing on these mistakes, and that's why they have the lead here.
10-8 with 13:06 left.
And even though Central Penn's fighting, only down by 2, maybe if you have a couple of these turnovers gone, maybe you actually have the lead instead of being down.
Inside to Alexander.
Nice layup there by Alexander. Nice pass from Lewis right to him, right in his chest.
And here's the crowd. What a shot by Rasheed Cooley. Averaging 36 minutes a game with 23 points on the season to go along with 4 assists. 4 assists per game and 3 steals.
I mean, that was just really good ball handling there by Cooley. He wasn't really open, but he made himself some space and hit that shot.
Allen on the sidelines does average 32 minutes a game, so I wouldn't imagine he's going to be there for too long. And it does, and speaking of which, he's going to come right back in. It does look like they're running sort of off a 7-man rotation here with Alexander and Lewis along with the 5 starters. I will say that some of the other bench players have gotten some significant minutes, including Ali Al-Tharfi, is averaging over nearly 12 minutes a game this season.
Then you also have the Madra Green, who's averaging almost 10.3 minutes a game.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Gary Martin keeps his rotation going to kind of match up with College of Southern Maryland. And DeMoore can't come up with it, but Lewis hangs on. Alexander from way outside. That was a really ill-advised shot. I don't know if he was just trying to draw a foul there or what.
To be honest, I couldn't really tell you what was there. Maybe he just saw, he didn't really see anything else open, so he thought maybe the best chance they had was putting up a shot.
I can't believe that Alexander was called on a foul there. I didn't even think he touched him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, kind of a soft call to me, if you ask me.
But Darius Fletcher will go to the line. He's averaging 5 points a game on the season. 75% from the free throw line, hits the first one, and that puts Southern Maryland up by 2.
And he seems to me like one of their bench players who gets more minutes, averaging 18 minutes a game. He's 40% from the field, so I mean, I could see where they used him off the bench more than any of the other guys.
13-10 with that second Fletcher free throw. Dangerously close to the half-court stripe, and tries to get rid of it to Allen, and he takes it, the behind the back pass to Lewis, no! So close for Lewis. From way downtown, Cooley can't get it to go.
There's Alexander with a rebound.
Alexander with a big rebound, and DeMoore trying to find John Philippe.
It seems to me like both these defenses are really limiting the 3 here.
Interestingly enough, Nate has played fantastic on the road. I don't believe he scored here, and also I believe last time he was held in single digits. So I don't know what it is against his home road splits here. But John Philippe is our leading scorer.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely tell from me, an athlete myself, I could tell sometimes it's just something where if you're in a different environment, it can cause you to do better or worse. So.
Another ill-advised shot there, and I don't mean to take anything away from Alexander, but the bottom line is he's taking these shots 3 feet outside of the three-point line.
Yeah, I mean,
with no one under the basket. So it's basically guaranteed, unless he makes it, it's a guaranteed single shot possession.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't really watched too much, him playing, but maybe he does have a good 3-point shot, but either way, you're still way long range, and you're basically the biggest body on the court. You got to be in the paint.
Well, according to the stats from 4 games this season, he is 16.5% from 3.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's seeing. Maybe he's just seeing holes in. I don't know what he's thinking when he's shooting the three. Maybe he's just hoping he can put one up and just get an easy 3 points, but it's not working out for him too well right now.
Miner can't get it to go. College of Southern Maryland really struggling from the field tonight.
Oh, definitely.
Just not getting things to go. They do hold a 3-point lead coming up to about halfway through the first half. And this first half is just flying by.
Yeah, I think early Central Penn was just allowing a lot of, ball movement from the Southern Maryland team, getting wide open shots and putting them in, but now they're starting to play up a lot more, giving the Southern Maryland team a lot less space to put shots up, and it's allowed them to come back in this game, and now they're really starting to struggle on offense, Southern Maryland.
I want to see DeMoore get going here. He's averaging nearly 11 points on the season. Or to Allen. He did that one to fall.
Yeah, DeMoore also averaging 56 from the 3-point line, so it'd be nice to see him put up some shots from 3.
DeMadre Green is checked in the game, and he seems to have some size. Or ahead to Nate. And he cannot get it to go. Those are the types of possessions, Dalton, that just absolutely kill you when you look at the end of the game.
Yeah, he's just driving right down to court, wide open, and all you got to do is just catch the pass and put it up, get an easy 2, and they just can't capitalize on these easy mistakes from Southern Maryland.
Looked like Cooley was talking to the referee about some of the defense that he's been getting. We'll see if that makes any difference.
Green got a hand on that one.
Green looks to be the tallest player on the team. To your point, he has gotten nearly 10 minutes, but at least defensively, he's going to be a huge asset. From deep, number 21, Magic Hewitt for his second 3-ball of the game.
I mean, limited amount of shots from him, but you already see that he's one of their hotter hands for 3, and he's one of the reasons why they're up. And if you think about it, you take his 2 3-pointers, take those away, we're tied at 10, so.
Inside the Green, trying to put it on the floor. Nice shot, but can't get it to go. John Philippe and Fletcher get tied up. Well, I'm not sure. Did they say which way it's going?
I think Philippe's going to the line here.
Okay, so that's going to go on Fletcher.
See, it just looked like they had their arms caught up between each other when they're going for the rebound, so I wasn't quite sure who it was going to go to, but obviously Paul went on the right side.
Knights now in the bonus for the rest of the first half. That's huge.
That is absolutely massive. So maybe that means we'll see a little bit of, less strict defense here from Southern Maryland, not trying to get too many foul calls.
Excellent point. Excellent point.
Maybe that'll mean give the Knights some more open shots, and maybe they start to call back in this game, maybe even take the lead before the half's over.
Philippe gets one to go. It's 16-11, 9:18 left here in the first half. Paul Miller, Dalton Koller here for the Night Ladies Media Club at East Penn High School for the second part of our doubleheader. Knights taking on the College of Southern Maryland. The ladies picked up a huge victory and are now on a 3-game winning streak. Big block there by Allen.
Great follow-up defense by Allen. I mean, he fell for the fake at the 3-point line, but then followed him up with the mid-range, stuffed it from behind. Nice play there by Allen.
Washington buries it. And now College Southern Maryland is now up by 7.
They were trying to smother Orr in the corner there on the double team. Luckily he gets it off, gets it to Philippe.
DeMoore nearly a turnover. They're going to get the Knights for a foul. DeMadre Green. Green from Annville, Queena High School. We've got some folks from Maryland. Khalil Deuce is from Baltimore. Tyree Alexander from Willoughby, Ohio.
Green almost with the steal there, but the Knights get it anyways.
Green trying to go coast to coast, but has his pocket tipped.
And I'm seeing that's a big theme here for this Knights offense. They come down with the floor with a lot of pace every once in a while, and it seems like almost every single time they do, they turn the ball over right as soon as they get to the rim, and it's just absolutely killing them right now.
Alfarfi comes in. He's got some size as well. Allen inside.
Nice move there by Allen. Put him in a spin cycle, put one up. Nice shot.
18-13. Knights trail by 5 with 8:10 left. From long range, Fletcher no good. Allen the rebound. And DeMore pushes. Can't quite get that one to fall.
Yeah, DeMore really frustrated with that one there. Just missed it, just a little off the mark. If we could get him going, that'd be huge for the Knights offense.
And all the way down the lane is number 3, Reggie Washington.
What a finish there by Washington. Not afraid of the contact. Just put one up. Nice shot there. Extends their Southern Maryland lead.
Knights trail by 7. But you got to give them credit. They've matched the intensity. They've just not gotten a lot of things to fall.
Yeah.
And they haven't hit a 3 yet, whereas College of Southern Maryland has hit 2 threes. A couple of turnovers here. This could be 2013 the other way.
And I was just about to say, I mean, other than the costly mistake there by the Knights turning the ball over, especially right under the rim, they have really truly bowed their necks and put up a good fight here. There's a nice finish there by Allen.
Ball fake there from Allen, takes it baseline for a big layup.
But like you said, they pretty much matched the intensity, and they're keeping themselves in this game right now.
Barry from long range can't get it to go. Dukes the rebound. DeMore comes up with it. Allen.
Yeah, Allen had an open look there, but realized he wasn't at the three-point line, took a step back, and wasn't there anymore.
Nate.
Nice finish there by Khalid.
Huge bucket for the Knights. Pulls them to within 3. And the College of Southern Maryland calls a timeout. It's 2017 with 6:47 left here in the first half.
And I think what we're starting to see here from, like I said, now that the Knights are in the bonus, we're starting to see a lot, looser offense here from Southern Maryland, allowing a lot more open shots. And that you saw right there, Khalid just got the ball in the corner and just drove it straight in. And because they're afraid to draw that foul, he just took it straight to the rack without much, force against him or anything like that.
Biggest adjustment that I have going from one game to the next is the quarters versus the halves.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say a first half or first quarter. Hey, I haven't called a basketball game in almost a year. I know that we were out here before, but I'm still kind of warming up, everybody.
No, I totally agree with you. It always kind of confused me why they have those differences, but it is what it is. Oh, wow.
Alfarfi, a huge block.
What a block from Alfarfi, but they called a foul on him. I mean, I didn't see a lot of contact there. I thought that was all ball, but hey, ref made the call, gotta respect it.
Washington Dukes the big rebound, and he's taking it all the way, and Allen's from deep. And I can't get that one to go. Alfarfi almost comes up with it, but doesn't quite get it. And Allen with the steal.
Good strip there by Allen, but he gets it back.
And Allen picks up the loose ball and drives it inside.
There we go. See, that's what they start needing to do when they get these turnovers. Allen with a nice strip, and he almost threw it right away, but got the bucket on it.
Hewlett can't get it to go, but the Knights are within 1.
Yeah, some of the fans here are wanting to tech on that. Threw the ball up against the wall, but they're obviously not going to get that.
They did get a delay of game call in the ladies game.
That is true.
Very impressive in terms of the rebounding. A much improved rebounding effort in comparison to the first home game that we called.
Very much so. And even so, in comparison to early on in this game, starting to get, a lot more rebounds, starting to be less afraid of the contact, just going up and getting the ball.
21-20 Knights lead with 5:30 left. Gotta keep an eye on Cooley. Looks like that's a non-shooting foul.
Yeah, I definitely saw some contact there up at the top of the key. Luckily, it wasn't a shooting foul. They're not going to the rim. Perhaps having a little conversation here. Not sure what it's about.
Making sure the shot clock was in good shape, but it didn't change, so. Hewlett takes another three, can't get it to fall. Cooley pulls up for the shot, can't get that to go. And they're going to get it over the back on Maryland, College of Southern Maryland. And that foul is going to send, looks like, Allen to the line for a chance to extend this nice lead.
Yeah, that was minor there with the over the back foul, and stuff like that's costly for them because again, like they said, they're in bonus time and he just tried to get the rebound, but it didn't work out for him. Allen makes the first free throw.
2-1 on the season thus far with victories over Community College of Philadelphia and Bryant and Stratton, Virginia. They lost to Bryant and Stratton, Virginia. They also beat the Navy JVs for 81-79.
That to me is really telling, but hey, it doesn't matter now because the Knights are in the lead right now, really controlling the Southern Maryland offense, really shutting them down here.
I mean, Southern Maryland can't really get much of anything going.
No.
Cooley takes it hard to the rack. Alfarfi the rebound.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Central Penn's playing a lot stricter defense.
Duke's nice shot there from Duke. That extends the lead to 6 for the Knights.
That was DeMoore taking it down the lane, giving Duke a wide open look at the three, and he hit it. But like I was saying, Central playing a lot stricter defense here, and I think another key factor that might be going overlooked here was we got a foul call there.
Tough call because that rebound was Central Penn's.
But I think another key factor, like I'm saying, that's going overlooked is you start to get the crowd into it. Here, this Central Penn, this home crowd here, and they're really starting to put the pressure on Southern Maryland. Any single time you can do that and just have the offense, the opposing offense, pressing, try and get open shots, and that's huge.
Justin Minor at the line, can't quite hit that one. 26-20, 4:26 left here in the first quarter, and to be honest, this has to be one of the best halves of basketball they've played thus far.
Oh, for sure, without a question. Against a really good Southern Maryland team, too, nonetheless.
Knights have a 5-point lead. It's nice to see the rotation for Alfarfi, Alexander, and even DeModrick Green as well. Get some size in there.
And I feel like all three are really using their size to their advantage, getting a lot of rebounds here.
The press almost came back to bite the College of Southern Maryland there. Jean-Philippe to Allen. And they are going to call a charge on Allen. Questionable call there without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, the defender might have taken a little bit of a flop there, but there definitely was some contact, so kind of a tough call, but it is what it is.
Are you accusing someone at playing basketball of flopping?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, some of them in the NBA are just awful.
I mean, if you look at a lot of them, like LeBron James is one of the kings of them. Just any sort of contact will go down. But hey, sometimes it works.
Going down inside and then Cooley. You gotta keep a body on Cooley. One thing I will give the Knights a lot of credit for, they have played this press very well.
Oh, very much so. See, when you're playing press defense like that, you can't really do too much ball handling. So you gotta lose a lot of ball movement and get people open space.
Alfarfi came up with the rebound but couldn't hang on. Got to keep somebody on Cooley because he's just going to keep doing that to you all day.
Nice block not there.
I appreciate they're playing this 2-3 zone, but they have to get a body on Cooley because he's just going to, every time he gets the ball, he's cutting directly to the net.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure why they switched to the 2-3 zone because when they were playing up pretty much man-to-man, they were getting a lot. The Southern Maryland offense getting a lot less shots off, and they weren't able to connect as much. But now they're going back to the 2-3 zone, what they started off with, and Maryland's brought it back within 3.
26-23, 3:12 left. Not entirely sure what they're waiting for here. Nate's coming back in. DeMore will take a seat. Or Allen, Jean-Philippe, Dukes, and Alfarfi on the floor right now.
I think there was some slight confusion because Alexander was getting up looking like he was going to get in, but Coach said no thank you. I'm not quite sure what happened there with Allen.
Mishandled that ball. And that's a very costly turnover.
I wonder if he was just trying to dish it off to someone and then tried to pump fake and he just let go of the ball.
Cooley the inbound, but watch him coming right back off the give and go. Allen, a big rebound. Alfarfi comes up with it. Now we've got a 3-on-2. Orr's got a sheet of the ball.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, Jean-Philippe has grown so much, even since last season. I mean, he has really embraced this leadership role, hitting clutch shots, distributing the ball. Really impressed with his play early this season.
I mean, he is pretty much the captain of this offense right now, being a kind of facilitator role, making sure the offense is doing what they need to do. People are getting open, running nice plays here. And when he needs to, he'll get open space and hit the shot.
Highly impressive first half, but can the Knights keep up this intensity? 3 minutes left, and extremely impressed with the Knights and how they have shown up tonight.
We have number 20, Wills, going to the line right now.
He's fourth on the team in scoring in the 3 games thus far this season with 11 points. From the line, 83% on the young season.
He's also 56% from the field, which is a very impressive number.
20 minutes. I mean, those are some pretty gaudy stats for someone who's only getting 20 minutes in a game.
Yeah, for sure.
And drills them both. Brings it to 29-25. I'm really surprised that the College of Southern Maryland literally is playing press on every play.
Yeah. Especially again, you got to think you're in the bonus, so eventually you're going to have stuff like that where the lead runs into contact there and he draws the foul.
Hey, and this is what being in the bonus really does for you, especially at the end of a half.
Which is why, like you said, it's why I'm so surprised that they're playing press defense, because all it takes is just a slight little move like that and their Knights are going to the line.
(31-25). 2:44 left. Inside of Willis. Slam dunk.
Good finish there by Will.
And a turnover there by Allen. Not the way you want to end this half. And another turnover there. Willis turns it over. And it's 31-27. 4-point lead.
That was Cooley on the strip by Allen, and luckily, Wills for them. Errant pass. Nice, get the ball right back.
And Nate, great stick-to-itiveness there. And they're going to say that Duke stepped out of bounds.
Not what you're looking for there. It looked like he was going to have an open lane straight to the rack, and he just, unfortunately, took a step out of bounds. Turnover.
Davis will inbound. posting up down inside. Watch Cooley. Willis down inside and Davis from deep. That won't go. And it didn't get to go either. We're going to get Al Farfi on the foul.
Looks like he will be going to the line here.
Now the College of Southern Maryland now in the bonus. Both teams in the bonus for the last 139.
Yeah, Hewlett tried to high point that one off the backboard to get it to go and drew the foul there by Alfarfi. Really good. Nice play for him.
Hewlett makes both, and it's now a 2-point game. 31-29.
And I think what you're starting to see from the Southern Maryland offense is they're starting to use their size to their advantage, start driving into the lane, getting easy layups here. They've now made it a 2-point game, and they're right back in it.
Moore tries to take him baseline, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
I mean, it's very, close to the line, but it's, you got to realize you got to have court awareness, realize how close you are to the line, and you take a little move like that where you step out. I mean, it's just costly.
Minute 14 left. Knights cling to a 2-point lead. Washington to Cooley from deep.
Can't leave him open.
And that College of Southern Maryland now a 1-point lead. Cooley knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah, I saw right there that Allen wanted Philippe to stay on the man that was on the top of the key, and it left Cooley with a wide open three-pointer, and he connected.
Or really has his pocket pick there. And now they've got 3 guys on him. That means there's 2 guys wide open. There's another flop. Or from outside, this has to go. No! Davis the rebound. And Cooley has his pocket pick there. Inside to Allen.
There you go. Good pass there from Dukes. Good pass there from Dukes. Right to Allen. Put up the easy 2. Nice take the lead back.
33-32, 19 seconds left. They're going to call the foul on Dukes.
Knights bench was looking for a travel call there, but they didn't get it.
They got the foul called against them instead. 15 seconds left. Willis back to the line here. It is Wills.
Makes the first free throw to tie the ball game up, back at 33.
A ton of credit to Central Penn so far for the intensity they've brought here to this contest.
I totally agree. Like I said, really bowing their necks, really putting up a good fight here.
Kamsi comes in for his first action today. And Nate. The steal by Cooley. 10 seconds left. And Kamsi can't come up with it. Cooley can't come up with it. 2, 1, and that's it.
Some chaos there to end the first half.
The Knights trail by 1 going into the second half. An amazing effort here from the Knights here in the first half. We're going to go to the Knights cheer team before we take a quick break for halftime. Paul Miller and Dalton Koller. We'll see you in the second half. All right, we'll be back. Paul Miller and Dalton Koller will be back in about 10 minutes and give you a quick preview of the second half action. Until then, Back here with you, East Penn High School. It is Paul Miller and Dalton Koller coming here for the second half of Knights basketball. The Knights trail by 1. Did manage to recoup the lead there for a little while, but the College of Southern Maryland did manage to get back on the board. But Dalton, what are the keys to victory if the Knights are going to pull this one out?
Well, what I'm looking here for early is obviously we saw in the first half the Knights matched the Southern Maryland's energy really well, and I think if they make sure that they don't come out flat here in this second half and they jump out to an early lead, it will definitely be key to have them, just to try and maintain that lead for the rest of the half.
I will tell you, an extremely impressive first half, but can the Knights continue that intensity to Dalton's point?
And I think just another key thing that the Knights offense has to do is try to limit the turnovers. Obviously, turnovers are going to happen. Nobody's perfect, but you got to really make sure, especially when you're closer to the rim like that and you're on a fast break, you got to really make sure that you just try your best to maintain the ball and just make sure you actually, put it in the basket. That's the main goal of the game.
I suppose the question is the College of Southern Maryland going to continue their press defense? It worked well for them in the first half, so why would you change off of it? But still, it's tough in a close game to play that way.
It definitely is.
All right, let's see what the Knights can do here. They're starting off with this 2-3 zone like they played last time, but they got to keep an eye on Cooley. Cooley is able to really exploit this 2-3 zone. Dukes falls down and wide open. Hewlett can't get it to go, and Damore with the rebound.
Really nice rebound there.
Allen was open. Hewlett can't keep it in bounds. Coach Martin not happy about something. Somebody's got to move to get the ball in there. Damore, let's get him going here. He's got to be the guy that steps up to the second half if we're going to win this game. He had a quiet first half. He's gutsy, though. He's definitely a good defensive player. And the slam from Wills.
It seems to me like Damore's shot is just a little tiny bit off, and if he can get that little tiny adjustment, he'll really start, putting the ball in the basket. We'll be right back in this game.
Can the Knights answer? Down 3. Early second half.
Lee trying to facilitate at the top of the key, takes it in.
And Allen can't come up with it. And another turnover here. This is not how the Knights wanted to start. From way downtown. Wills the rebound.
Solid ball movement here by Southern Maryland. To give that up though.
Dukes the turnover. Nate for 3.
Off the
Air ball. Nate was shooting threes. I think he hit 4 or 5 in a row in practice, but a little bit different. Damore, the big rebound. They're pushing it.
Yeah, it's always a little bit different when you have a defender in your face.
Philippe can't get it to go, but Allen does, and one.
What a really nice rebound there by Allen and putting it straight back up and finishing it.
And if Allen makes this, it'll be a tie game, 36 apiece. Allen ties up this game. Allen averaging 17.3 for the season with 78% from the free throw line.
Also 35% from the three-point line, which is also very impressive.
Though he's a very crucial interior piece, so I don't know if I necessarily like him. If he's going to make them, obviously.
Yeah.
But that sort of plays into some of the issues we saw in the first home game, is that they're taking a lot of threes. They don't have anybody under the basket to read on. So it's basically a one-shot possession.
Yeah, I think most of the time I want to see him shoot a three is if he's just under the paint and then maybe just getting outmatched, or if he transitions out to the three, and that's when he'll have an open look at the three. If he makes it, I'm not going to complain about it.
Of course not. But Duke's all the way. Speaking of Allen for three, boom!
Just like that.
You must have heard me up here talking about him.
Yeah. I believe that was Duke. Took that into the rim. Had all three Southern Maryland defenders pass in. Had the wide open look at the three, and he hit it.
Ill-advised shot from Cooley. Numbers for Central Penn, and DeMoore takes it to the rack.
This is what I like to see. Anytime you can come down with pace and just come straight down and punch the defense right in the mouth, it's going to work wonders on the scoreboard. That's DeMoore again. He just has a knack for putting himself in the line of fire and getting these charge calls.
The largest lead of the game for the Knights at 5, with 16:58 left.
And Southern Maryland head coach smartly realizes the Knight momentum is pretty much all on their side. Call a quick timeout just to try and slow that up.
Already 3 fouls, too. So this might be sort of a replay of the first half in terms of being in the bonus.
And again, like I said, that's a huge, yes, while press defense does limit the offense to creating space and getting free open shots. At the same time, if you play too close, all it takes is a little bit of contact and you're drawing a foul, and next thing you'll know, the next couple of minutes you might see Knights in the bonus again.
At what point, if you're Southern Maryland, do you go away from the press defense?
I mean, it's kind of just, I wouldn't say a lose-lose situation, but it's kind of just give and take. You got to realize that, yes, you can still play man, maybe not switch the zone yet, but you can still play man, but just not too much up to the point where you're drawing a lot of fouls, because all the Knights have to do is just make a couple moves and kind of just like draw the contact, and next thing you know, they'll be going to the line pretty much almost every single offensive drive.
Well, and it seems like it's College of Southern Maryland's MO to play this press, which, for better or worse, I suppose you'll live by the press and die by the press.
Yeah.
As somebody, I'm sure, said at some point. It's the inbound to DeMoore. Really want to see DeMoore get going here in the second half. He did have his first basket a little earlier, but love to see him get going.
A little shifty little ball movement there.
Allen to Dukes. Nice move. The pass to keep control, and now they're backed into a corner here.
And I think that's a big thing with the press defense. You saw they just pushed Dukes away from the three-point line. It seemed like the offense just lost track of the shot clock and just believed had to quick last minute try and put one up there. And couldn't connect, didn't have enough muster behind it.
That definitely wasn't the possession they wanted there, but I suppose it could have went worse.
And see, that was one of the times where the press defense by Southern Maryland actually worked out for them.
Fletcher from long range can't get it to fall, and DeMoore another rebound.
Hewlett almost put that one back, but nice by DeMoore to stick with and make sure that one didn't go in.
Or saves it from getting airmailed out of bounds, running right into the heart of that zone. DeMoore trying to go baseline and post them up. Nice shot. DeMoore with his second bucket of the second half extends the lead to 7.
And I know for player confidence, all it could take is just a little, nice little mid-range like that. Maybe they'll get the more going here.
Can't quite get it to fall, but will fuel it. The rebound. Inside to Allen.
Really nice play there.
Quadere Allen puts the Knights up by 9.
And that was a really good setup. Nice court vision by Dukes to see Allen on the one-on-one mismatch. Gave it right to him, and Allen took it straight to the rack and put it in.
Washington to Fletcher. Washington, no! Almost came up with a rebound. And inside to Washington. That's a tough play there because the Knights came up with a rebound and basically turned it right over.
And see that the reason why he pretty much had a wide open drive to the lane was because all the Knights offense was getting back on, going back to the other court. Didn't think they had the ball back, but got it stripped back from Southern Maryland. Easy layup there.
Knights almost forgot to inbound the ball there. From deep, Allen, no. So let me ask, whose job is it to inbound the ball?
I mean, it's really just, most of the time they usually just do it with whoever's closest to the rack or closest to the line just to pick up the ball. Or sometimes if you want to get a playoff, you'll usually see your point guard, who Philippe would usually be that guy who will just come down the court. If they're all on defense, he'll be at the line, take the inbound and just facilitate call plays, do what they need to do to try and get the offensive points.
Is this press bothering that whole routine?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, yes, they are putting some nice defense, but as you see there, Dukes with a nice drive.
We're going to call Dukes for the travel. 45-40 with 13:35 left. Dukes looks like he needs some help getting up.
Yeah, a little slow there to get up, but seems to me like not hobbling seems to be all right.
Thought they were going to call a foul there, but instead of travel.
Now they're actually calling him off the court, and it looks like Shaquem Lewis coming into the game for him.
This looks like Dukes is okay though, so hopefully that's the case.
Looks like they'll probably just give him a little breather just to reset himself until he's ready to come back on the court.
Hewlett can't get that to fall, but Cooley the rebound. And they're going to get Orr on the foul. That's the first for the Knights in the second half. 45-40.
Also seems like Hewlett for Southern Maryland, he had two nice three-pointers in the first half, but he's starting to go on a little bit cold here from the three-point line. As Duke's coming back into the game for Shaquem Lewis. Like I said, it was just, he seemed to be all right, just a little reset for him, clear his mind, come back in the game.
Can the College of Southern Maryland answer? Inside to Cooley. Good defense there, just a tough shot. And the College of Southern Maryland claws back to within three.
That was nice ball movement there by Southern Maryland, exploiting the 3-2 zone. Pretty much just do it right under the rim where he's wide open for the layup. What a finish there from Allen. Not afraid of the contact, just went up, put one up, and he made it in. Now he's headed to the line for a possible three-point play.
And as soon as he did the ball fake and he got the defender up in the air, he knew he was going to make that shot and take it to the line for a three.
Yes, extremely smart. Realizing that if he goes up with this one, he's going to draw the contact. He's almost certainly going to, get the foul call. He's just got to make sure he made it, and he did.
And Allen cannot convert, but still a great offensive possession for the Knights, who now are up 5. And you gotta keep somebody on Cooley. He's really the X factor here for Southern Maryland.
It seems like Orr's up on him pretty well right now.
And there's Cooley moving to the basket, and they missed him. Fletcher can't get the five-footer to drop, but Hewlett puts it back. He's played really well here in the second half. Philippe and Cooley the rejection.
And I think a big reason why that last play happened was the offensive rebound by Hewlett. I mean, Knights had seemingly like 2 guys on the ball that were there to go up for the rebound, and Hewlett just went up and stole it from him, put it right back up. Puts one in for the easy bucket.
12:30, Knights lead by 3 and have the ball. Allen, what a move. I'm not entirely sure what was called there.
Another really nice hard take to the rack by Allen there. Putting his backside into him and just backing them in to the bucket.
It looks like a delay of game on number 1, which is huge here if Nate can sink this free throw.
Yeah. And again, another thing to keep track of. Southern Maryland now with 4 fouls in the half. 2 more, and we'll be headed to the bonus again.
Nate sinks the first. That was An odd turn of events. I didn't really see what exactly happened there, but one got called for a delay, and that single shot technical foul extends the lead to 6. 50-44 with 12:24 left. Can the Knights hang on, Dalton?
I really hope they do. I mean, they're looking to play really, really stiff defense on the Southern Maryland. They're not able to get much off other than when they play in that 3-2 zone, which they're playing a lot of, you know, up a man right now, which is really working out for them right now.
Ooh, devastating wreckage down there on the floor.
I was watching it, almost acting like a bowling ball there, just going up for the layup. Taking down Allen Endemore.
Davis takes it baseline to Cooley. Cooley is pretty impressive here.
Very much so.
Demore can't keep it in. Hewlett.
And there you go again, offensive rebounding.
That was a tough sequence there, though.
Yeah. I mean, Demore pretty much was out of bounds, had to come back real quick and try to defend, but there was no chance he was getting back there in time.
Duke's trying to get it inside. They're going to get Allen on that one. It's going to make it 3 fouls for the Knights. 3-4 here in terms of fouls here in the second half. 4-point lead, 11-27. Paul Miller and Dalton Koller here for the Nightly News Media Club. We will be here with you every home game. Our next home game will actually be taking place. It'll be a doubleheader on Sunday, December the 4th. Our only Sunday contest of the season. Actually, that's not true. There's also one in January as well. But for December, record Red Zone and tune in and watch us live, and then catch up with Red Zone afterwards.
Yeah, I know me personally, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm pretty sure we have a big game coming up that week, so I'm definitely going to be looking forward to Red Zone and streaming it while I'm here. Possibly.
Well, to be honest, the Knights have come out here in the second half, and they've outscored College Southern Maryland by 5. It's 50-46 with 11:27 left. Pretty dead even, right? 3 fouls for the Knights, 4 for Southern Maryland. The X factor to me here is got to be Cooley. I think they have to make sure that they have a body on him at all times. He has the ability to take over this game in a negative way for the Knights. So I think they have to keep an eye on him. The X factor for the rest of this game, I'm looking at Demonte Demore. He's had a couple of really important buckets and he's played solid on defense. I'd like to see him get a couple of more open looks. Cooley wide open. Did manage to get back to him.
Yeah, I think right now for the Southern Maryland offense, their hottest hands are Cooley and Hewlett.
Cooley can't get it to go. Demore, the rebound. Somehow Fletcher ended up on the floor and made for 3.
A little bit off the mark.
Unfortunately, can't get it to fall. And that's one of those single shot, sort of one-shot possession. Cooley gets the foul call. That was surprising. Very, very little contact there, to say the least.
Demore is beside himself right now. Really doesn't think he should have drawn a foul call there, and I have to agree.
Alexander gives, this is the first substitute that's come in here in the entire second half. Alexander comes in, Demore not pleased. That can only be his 3rd at the most. Cooley, a huge free throw. Cooley, 41% from the field, 40% from 3, only 66% from the line, which is really surprising. Huh? They mix them both.
I think we have something being called on Alexander right here.
let the refs sort all this out. Well, quite the game for your debut here, Dalton.
I mean, yeah, this is an absolutely amazing game, really tightly contested. I mean, both teams really bringing a lot of energy, bringing a lot of flair to it.
I mean, to be honest, this is a very, very well-played game.
Oh, for
Not
sure.
a whole lot of mistakes, really good defense, good, rebounding, excellent players, very impressive.
And I think the key to it is even there have been little mistakes, and when they are, both teams seemingly are capitalizing on to make sure that they're getting some points out of possessions when there are mistakes that are made. Anytime you can get pretty much 3 points, you got to take it. You have to make sure you get points on that.
Cooley all the way. Just wanted a quick update with some stats. Cooley's got 15, Hewlett 12, and Wills with 10.
Yeah, Wills is not on the floor right now, but like I was saying earlier, I think those are the two key guys here in the Southern Maryland offense that you have to shut down. You have to shut down Cooley from pretty much anywhere, and Hewlett seems to be getting a lot of offensive rebounds underneath the rim and just seemingly putting them back for easy buckets. So if you can find a way to get someone under the rim to be on Hewlett, make sure he doesn't get those offensive rebounds, and just keep someone on Cooley, keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't get these wide open looks.
Quadere Allen, 24 points at this point.
Yeah, he has really, really taken charge of this offense here. For most of the season, it's been Philippe that's been taking charge of the offense. But tonight, it's really Allen putting on a show.
Well, a turnover there. It's tied 50 to 50. 10:32 left here in this contest.
And I think we're starting to see some of the problems arise from in games past where they're just not big enough size under the paint. They're getting a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of just driving in and taking easy layups, and they are just, that's the reason why they've taken this lead back from the Knights. Who's driving in? Nice layup there.
Huge play.
I think Dukes wanted an N1 call there, didn't get it.
Allen leads the way with 24, while Philippe has 13. Dukes with 7, and Demore with 6 to go along with 9 rebounds for Demore. From way outside, Washington with the big 3 there. The Knights trail by that many.
And I think what we've seen, oh, here we go. Let's pass to Allen. Stays with it.
Nice play by both Allen and Alexander.
Pull it down the lane.
And they're going to get, and that is actually going to put the College of Southern Maryland in the bonus the rest of the way.
And that is really, really a tough break here for the Knights defense.
1 point separates Southern Maryland and Central Penn here in the second home game of the season for the Knights.
Aiden Conti coming to the game here for Philippe.
And he draws a tough, have to give a foul.
I mean, that was pretty blatant, easy to call. I mean, obviously you didn't do it intentionally, but you got to realize that put your arm up like that near someone's head and you connect, you're gonna get a foul call.
9:22 left.
Also kind of curious to see why we haven't seen someone like Al-Farfi come back into the game here, because it was working in terms of getting rebounds here, getting some size out there.
Huge play by Dukes. I would also agree to Modric Green out there, but again, maybe it's just based on the lineup they have out there, the tempo of the game. You got to be able to keep pace with them.
I think it's just in the moment you got to realize who's your guys and who's got the hot hand, who's playing well and who isn't. And if someone isn't, you can't keep them back in the game, even though in times past they might have been playing well. They might not be playing well now.
Big bucket by Davis. 57-56, going back and forth here. What an exciting game here at East Penn High School.
That's why I truly like these games, because every single bucket counts. That's why you got to make sure you have, you can't have offensive drives where you put up a 0.
Duke's really upset with himself, and wide open Washington. And that doesn't go either, but another huge rebound from Hewlett has played big on both of these. And they get Alexander on a huge foul. And what was really interesting is when we first started, Dalton, the College of Southern Maryland ran out to 4 quick fouls. Guess what? Since then, we've gotten 9.
Yeah, I mean, again, we thought it was that huge advantage. I mean, maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe the defense is starting to get sloppy because of fatigue or whatever it is. They're starting to really get sloppy on defense and just committing a lot of, unnecessary fouls, and it's really put them in a hole here.
Alexander the big rebound, and they got Dukes wide open going the other way. That's a huge bucket to tie this game up.
You had to get an
outlet pass by Alexander.
Had to get a bucket there. Wide open, fast break down the lane, ties it back up to 58. Nice dish out there by Alexander, the Dukes.
Cooley, baseline. What a shot.
Another tough take there from Cooley. I mean, there wasn't much better defense that Moore could have played. It's just... And that's the things that you just can't have happen in a situation, a close contest like that. You can't have crucial mistakes like that. And another turnover. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Seemed to me like Dukes, yes, he just barely kept his feet in bounds, had the awareness to throw it off of Fletcher, and he just didn't get the call, and now we're going to call a timeout.
Well, it is 62-58. Knights trail by 4. Really, really tough break for the Knights there. And they do not have the possession arrow either, should there be any type of jump ball. Also, the College of Southern Maryland in the bonus, and the Knights are not. So a couple of fouls to give for Southern Maryland. Unfortunately, it's sort of stacking up negatives here for the Knights, but that doesn't mean much. You make a couple baskets and keep yourself in the game.
Exactly. Even though there might be, not as much time left on the clock as there was before, I mean, it's still enough time. You're only down 4 points. All it takes is just a couple stops on defense, come back down, get some wide open looks, make some shots. You're right tied up back in this game. We gotta get to that point though, somehow, any way we can, to just try and tie this game back up first.
All right. Again, we will be back here with you on December 4th. I'll list a few other games off here for you if you're interested. We'll see you here December 4th and December 10th. That'll be it until the new year, and then we'll be back here on January the 8th. Sunday, January the 8th, along with January 17th, January 22nd, and January the 26th. We will be back here with you for men's contests. Of course, you can always check out CentralPennKnights.com for all of the details on the scheduling. And if you do want to come out to the games, of course they're free, but make sure you check, because we're going to be playing both at East Penn High School and East Penn Middle School, so make sure you check CentralPennKnights.com for where we are. Cooley has really been the X factor here in the second half. Allen, the huge steal.
Allen, nice finish there by Allen.
Allen has absolutely taken over this game.
And I think the big key to that is he's just going straight to the rack, using his size as his advantage. He's just not afraid of the contact. He's going to put his shot. And there we go. What I say, a couple stops, a couple turnovers on defense. We tied this ball game back up at 62.
Fantastic turn of events out of that timeout. And this game is tied with 7 minutes left.
Sometimes that's all it takes. It's a little reset from the team, calm themselves, get back in this game.
It'll be Knights ball after that jump ball.
And now we're starting to have the momentum on our side. This is what we need if we want to come back in this game. Oh no.
Orr has his pocket picked by Cooley. Nice alley-oop layup there. Fletcher from Cooley. What can Nate do here? Dukes, off his fingertips.
Dukes wanted to pass up higher near the rim, and Philippe just threw it a little bit behind him, and Dukes tried to course correct and catch it, but there was not much he could have done there.
64-62. Knights trail by 2. 6:30 left.
Need to stop here, seemingly.
Neither team is backing down. Very impressive showing from the Knights no matter what happens in this game.
Very much so.
Cooley. And he's got Davis open, but he passes on the shot. Fletcher inside to Davis. And the foul.
Headed to the line for a possible three-point play. That is killer.
Big possession there for Southern Maryland. Leading by 4 plus this free throw. And that'll go. 5-point lead for the Hawks.
And I think what we're seeing here for Southern Maryland that's really been working for them, and this little run they've been going on, is they've really been pressuring the guy who's been getting the inbound from the Knights.
Looks like they got Cooley on a foul there.
But yeah, as I was saying, they're really pressuring the inbounder, and it's caused some, really errant passes that just have basically given the ball back to Southern Maryland for pretty much free.
Allen lays down the shoulder.
Good.
Allen's having a career night.
He's really getting physical down there under the net, taking it straight to the rack and putting it up, using his size and his build and his strength to his advantage. Oh no!
Huge bucket there. Allen with 28 on the night. Cooley, on the other hand, with 19. So Allen is the leading scorer in this game.
And see, the thing is, it's all good and well, but at the end of the day, you're still down 6. So hopefully Allen, if he can, put the team on his back, get him back in this game. But
errant shot there, and we're under 5 minutes, and that's a huge shot if it goes. Magic Hewlett extends the lead to 9. And the Knights have hung in this contest throughout, really giving it their all here, but a couple of poor possessions, and that's what can happen in a hurry.
Yep, Hewlett right there, back-to-back three-point shots from opposite corners of the court, and really showed some emotion there after that make, and well-deserved. I mean, he's really hit back-to-back threes here. It's pretty much pulled this game. It was, really close game, and now they're down by 9, which obviously with less than 5 minutes left, it's still feasible, but it's not great.
Well, especially because we haven't seen much of a three-point, shooting from the Knights. So, they're doing well with putbacks, layups inside. We've seen a couple of threes, but very, very few and far between, and nowhere near as many as Southern Maryland has had.
And I wonder if that's because of that press defense, playing up in the offense, not giving them too much space, and they basically have to create it themselves. They can't find any holes in the defense. They have to create space, and this Knights offense is just not able to do that.
DeMoore still on the bench here. Surprised by that, but maybe trying to save him for the stretch run here. Huge possession here for the Knights. Down 9.
I think any way you can here, you gotta get a bucket here. You have to.
Like they're gonna get number 3 on a foul there. That would be Reggie Washington. Still not in the bonus for the Knights. One more foul to give. Gotta get this rebounded. Dukes. Oh, unfortunately does save the ball. Allen's got Alexander wide open underneath and couldn't get it to fall, didn't see him.
And here's a wide open look for
Wide
Davis.
open Davis. And now this game's extended to 11 and
Really, really costly turnover there. I mean,
really starting to unravel here, Dalton.
stuff like that just cannot happen. And that just shows right there that Knights are starting to get sloppy here. Southern Maryland's starting to pull away. They got to do something to try and keep themselves in this game and try to mount if they want to mount a comeback here.
Down 11 without the ball and straight into Davis. Can't get that one to fall, but an offensive rebound. And Washington. And that could be the dagger, but we don't want to write off Central Penn yet. But 14 points is pretty big margin to overcome.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say it, but I sadly agree. I think that might be the dagger, and this might add to it. Bueller for three, off the mark.
And they got Fletcher with the push. Now you've got Central Penn players yelling at each other. That's never a good sign. Looks like Al Farfy is going to check in. Demore's got a shirt on. I'm not sure if he's fouled out.
Yeah, just a lot of frustration over there on that Central Penn Knights team, and it's just.
I'll tell you, Dalton, regardless of, no matter what the final score is, you have to give a ton of credit to a Central Penn team that has gotten off to a tough start against the College of Southern Maryland team that has played really well this season.
Yeah, the thing is, they really did keep themselves in the game, all game pretty much. They were right battling it, going back and forth at times, really just sticking with it, but it seems like here late at the end of the day, yes, they did put forth a really good effort, but at the end of the day, the last couple of minutes, they started to get really sloppy, and they just let Southern Maryland pull away with this one. As there again, another turnover leads to another bucket for Southern Maryland. And now I think it's, oh wow.
This is a really tough way to end this game. This was such an exciting game up until probably the last 2 minutes, and then really just sort of the bottom dropped out for the Knights. Turnovers, missed shots, fouls.
And I'm not quite sure what caused this major unraveling, whether it was just the energy died down, fatigue started to set in, just started to get really sloppy, felt like they're playing from behind even though they were right there with them. I'm not quite sure what happened, but obviously it's not been a good result these last couple of minutes for the Knights.
All right, Demadra Green to the foul line. 100% on the season thus far. From the stripe. Unorthodox.
You almost jinxed them there.
To make it, but hey, I'm just reading what the shirt says here, Dalton. Maybe that's just how he shoots from.
You know what? If it works, it works. I'm not gonna question it. If that's how he, dials in his shot and gets it to go, I'll take it.
Hey, you're shooting 100% on the season. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You got to be doing something right.
3 minutes left. Knights trail by 14 after being up as many as 6 in the second half. What a run here for College of Southern Maryland.
Yeah, and I think, again, the big reasons why is because, wow.
Absolute. That's the shot of the game right there by Reggie
that
Walker.
was just top of the key, right in the defender's face, put it up and it's straight in. Absolutely great shot there from Washington. But it's almost seemed like stuff like that where it's just they're making good shots, they're playing good, the Knights play good defense and they have good shots,
and a shot like that where Nate makes a great move and just cannot get it to fall.
Yeah, I mean, almost just seems like the rim for Central Penn's going against them and going for Southern Maryland. I mean, it's just unfortunate. But as I was saying, Southern Maryland just finding some holes in the Knights defense, and they're just capitalizing on these key mistakes here late that the Knights offense has been making. A lot of costly turnovers, just losing the ball, causing a lot of frustration over there with the Knights. And although they were battling all game, it's not the result you wanted to see. But again, like you said, got to give them credit for the effort they gained for most of the game.
It's really impressive. I mean, again, this is a really, really tough team. But, you know, they just have to figure out a way to make sure that they are able, moving forward, to close out games. I mean, they were able to stay along with the game all the way, but really just at the end, really, really struggled.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You have to play a full 40 minutes. I mean, if you don't, if you give, especially a good team like this Southern Maryland, if you give this good Southern Maryland team a chance to come back in the game because you start to play a little bit loose and limp, they're going to come back in, they're going to make you pay for it. So you have to play a full 40, you have to, keep the pressure on the whole time.
While we have a quick break here, I want to give a huge shout out to our esports team. A first round bye in the first year of the program. Unbelievably impressive. Stay tuned to what they have going on later in their playoffs. Keep checking out the esports team here at Central Penn. Representing the school quite well.
Yeah, they won their first playoff game, and I think I have to check the schedule again, but I'm pretty sure their second playoff game is coming up pretty soon here. I'm looking forward to that.
84-67 with a minute 53 left. Dylan O'Neill gets on the score sheet.
The crowd's really liking it.
And that looks like Central Penn has sort of waved the white flag here. All the starters are out of the game.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Except for Allen, of course.
Yeah.
Who I don't even think, well, he came off early in the game, but he definitely has played this entire second half. Rejected by Alfarfi.
Nice defense here by Allen to create the jump ball.
A minute 22 left. Looks like, unfortunately, the Knights are going to fall to 1-5.
Yeah, not necessarily the start that they wanted to get off to, but you got to take it with a grain of salt. I mean, they've been playing some pretty tough teams, and they've been, obviously tonight, they've put up a really solid battle for most of the game. And
I'll tell you, if they play this way moving forward, they're going to be in every game they're in, because, again, the College of Southern Maryland has to be one of the better teams they're going to play.
Oh, definitely, without a question.
109. It's an 84-68 contest. Knights trail by 16. But again, the story of this game is really how close this game was up until really about 5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you want to look at it this way. If we only played 35-minute games instead of 40, we would have won the game by now. It would have been amazing. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know exactly what went into it, but again, they were really close, sticking with them for the first 35, and then it's just, at the end, it really started to unravel, started to get really sloppy, costly turnovers.
I mean, it's just basketball. You know, like you said, a couple of turnovers happened, a couple of clutch threes, a couple of in and outs. I mean, Nate alone had probably 2 or 3 layups that easily could have went.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different ball game at that point.
Yeah.
So, you know, earlier the ladies got the rolls, and today the gentlemen can't, but the guys have to keep up. You know, they've got a couple of big contests here before the break, including this Wednesday at Cheney at 7:30. They'll come back from Thanksgiving break and face Hack on Wednesday, November 30th. So only 2 games really for the rest of the month here. But definitely not the way the men's Knights hope to start their season at 1-5.
No, definitely not. But I think, honestly, this, with these long times in between their next couple of games, especially with the games in between Cheney and Hack, I mean, I think that'll give them ample time to realize what they're doing well, realize what they're not doing well, try to make a game plan for future games, and maybe they can end the season off on a high note, maybe even eventually make the playoffs and hopefully make a run, take themselves to a championship. That would be really nice.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's obviously the goal every single time you start the year. I mean, that's just any sport. Basketball, I know me personally with baseball, any single time, that's the goal when you come in. You want to win a championship. So obviously not really the start to the journey that the Knights were looking for, but it's definitely not out of the question. They could still definitely pull something off here if they play like they did to start off this game where they were really close battling with Southern Maryland. If they play like that for a full 40 minutes, I mean, I think they can pretty much hang with anybody on the rest of their schedule.
No question. Well, in our last minute here, Dalton, I think it's fair to say the nightly news player of the game is going to be Quadere Allen. 28 points and 4 rebounds for Allen. A really, really solid game.
Yeah, I think he did pretty all right tonight. I don't know about you.
Led all scorers. John Philippe added 15, along with Khalil Dukes had 11. But in the end, it ultimately was not enough. The Knights are going to fall to the College of Southern Maryland here as they trail by 16 with 22 seconds left. That being said, again, we can't reiterate this enough. Very proud of our guys for hanging tough with this really difficult College of Southern Maryland team. They were in it all the way up until the last 5 minutes of the game. And again, congratulations to Quadere Allen for picking up the Nightly News Player of the Game honors, but I'm sure he would trade that 100 times out of 100 for a victory.
Oh, for sure, without question.
Alexander he played well tonight as well, coming off the bench for the Knights.
Oh yeah, he's definitely given this Knights defense some size under the rim, gets some tough rebounds. A lot of nice passes and nice layups under, and there's a nice pass right there. All right, Lewis. Lewis with a nice bucket there. Nice pass from Alexander in the outlet.
And that's going to do it. College of Southern Maryland is going to be victorious here, 86-73 over the Knights. Quadere Allen, the player of the game, and it's been our honest pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today. Dalton, what an exciting game for your first effort.
Yeah, it really was. I was into it the whole time. It was a great time, great game. I mean, obviously would have rather it turned out a different way, but hey, take it what you can.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this broadcast. Thank you all so much out there for joining us. As always, keep an eye on CentralPennKnights.com. That will tell you when the games are, and we will be here broadcasting all home games. And we'll see you again on December 4th for a big doubleheader against Cheney. Until then, Paul Miller and Dalton Koller, we'll see you again next time.